Viva Las Vegas! Welcome everybody to the newest edition, episode of Time to Vegas, coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Phillips, sitting alongside the goddess herself, Miss Gypsy Gottlieb. Miss Gypsy!
Hey!
How are you?
I'm good. Happy end of July. We made
Happy
it.
June. Happy
See?
end of June.
Oh my God, I'm always living in the future.
Well, that's okay.
It's okay, I'm a gypsy.
But you would have passed it, that's right.
The crystal
But
ball.
it was the end of July. That means I missed my birthday. I missed July 4th celebration.
But
I
it's
missed my vacation.
Good to know we're going to make it
Yes,
to the end of July,
very
right?
good.
That's what I was trying to say.
Exactly. I like it.
Absolutely.
702-329-6947 is our phone number. 855-502-4321. If you're outside the United States, press 1 to come right into the studio. We got a lot
Holy Testicle Tuesday.
Well, I don't know about that.
I thought it was taco,
but,
well, on half the desk. But anyway, I thought it was Taco Tuesday. Isn't that what they usually do for Tuesdays? Everybody celebrates Taco Tuesday, right?
They do.
Right?
They
So
do.
it's Taco Tuesday.
Especially on Cinco de Mayo. If
There you
that
go.
falls on a Tuesday. I'm
That's
trying
right.
to share this thing in case you guys are wondering why I'm looking at my phone.
We are in the
Trying to
chat
do
room.
a
As always, you
share.
can give us a call. As I mentioned, the phone numbers are there on the screen, right? I always
it's
mess it.
not.
See, you tricked me. It's right there. There's our phone numbers. Press 1. If you want to send us a live tweet, use hashtag Time2Vegas. That is the number 2 in between, just like you see on the shirts and behind us. We'll pop your message up on the screen, and we'll address it accordingly. We have a great guest today.
Yes.
I've known this individual, how many years did we just talk about? 15, 18, more than a day. Miss Cozy Stone will join us. She's a former comedian, a bodybuilder, and funny-ass person. But now she's giving back to the community. She speaks to students in the school system from 5th through 9th grade, as she likes to call them, her cozyisms. And we'll talk about all of that when we invite her up here after our first break. Great motivational person, inspiration. And I will have a lot of fun with Cozy when she comes up.
Awesome. Well, what about me? I'm going to have fun with Cozy, too, because we go back 15 minutes now. So
There you go. Well, like you said.
we bonded in the
Like you
parking lot.
said, from the future. So we're getting there.
Exactly.
So,
There you go.
she has her. Yeah, toss me that.
Yeah,
You can
counting
toss that,
the end of July, we will go
There we
back
go.
about 35 days. So
That's
there
right.
you go.
By the end of
I
July.
like it.
A 35-day window. All right. So I have the books right here. We'll prompt them up. And once our producer, Mr. Aaron, can manipulate his camera, we can get them on screen as well. This one's is not going to work so well. Anyway, listen. Hey, July 4th weekend. Can you believe it? July 4th weekend is
Yes.
coming up already.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
So, yeah, and of course, July 5th, that's the important date in around July 4th.
Sounds like a birthday to me.
Yeah, I hit the big
Sounds like a
5'7".
birthday.
5'7".
5'7", you're a baby.
Not my height.
Not
It's not
saying
my
I'm
height.
older than you, but you're a baby. Yeah.
Well, I just posted a picture to hopefully coincide with my book about me working out last night. And we were doing some curls. And I was like, it's always work in progress. No matter what you do, no matter how fit you think you are, it's always work in progress.
So why don't you elaborate on the part you said in the beginning of that? I posted a picture with my book. What do you mean your book?
Well, it was about my book. Because my book, Let My Voice Speak to You, hit Kindle this past week. I'm now a published author, available for $6.99 on Kindle for all your devices. So my book is about really sharing my health transition, which you've been evidence to, and using that as a base of motivation and inspiration for others. Choices we make, how we choose to live, and what I learned with my wife, who went through it with it. We did it together. Our story is out there for inspiration, and we want to help people, whether it's about health or getting through a day, whatever it is. That's the basis of the book. That's why it's titled Let My Voice Speak to You. But I also share some crazy
your voice.
behind microphone stories of 15 plus years during my Hall of Fame career. And I also throw little nuggets in there about how to do what we do. Not enough that everybody knows all the secrets.
Nice.
But enough to just kind of get the idea started. And it was a project that was 2 years in the making, by the way.
Yeah,
2
I
years.
didn't even know you were doing it, so I saw the post. So obviously, because you're the voice of Vegas, it's an audiobook.
No, it's actually an ebook to read on your Kindle.
Obviously, because of your voice, it's not an audiobook.
But obviously, it will become an audiobook.
Okay,
at some
all right,
point.
because I'm not a Kindler, if that's what
I
they're
have
called. So,
but I do have hard copies coming. They'll be in about 3 weeks, so I'll have some hard copies that I can have.
Nice.
But and then eventually I'll get into have it voiced over, whether I do it or I have somebody else do it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. It would be funny to have somebody else voice over my own
That'd
book
be
as
weird.
a voice.
That would not help your marketing.
Maybe I'll have Cozy do it. I'll have Cozy
there you
do
go.
the audiobook for the voice.
There you go.
There you go. Anyway, so a lot going on. Very proud of my book. 2 years in the making to share my story. But all right, enough about that. So
that's fantastic.
Hello, Richard. Hello, Juan Carlos. Thank you for joining us here in the chat room. So with July 4th coming up,
yes,
and Vegas opened back up, there's got to be stuff going on for July 4th.
There's stuff going on.
What you got?
It's back to normal, but first, a word from our sponsors. Our sponsors would be your damn dogs, your cats, your turtles, your ferrets. Forget the cockroaches, forget the ants, anything else that's living in your house with 4 legs. Do not abandon them on 4th of July, you guys. If you're going to be out watching all these fireworks I'm about to tell you about, make sure you have a pet sitter. Okay?
Bird only has 2, by the way.
Because it's just a bad thing at leaving them home alone.
No, but the ones you're about to share are across the major casinos and stuff, right?
Yeah, they're everywhere, east side, west side,
but the
downtown,
ones that tend to do the damage of what you were alluding to are the ones that your neighbors firing off next door. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, I mean, what was it, like a week or 2 ago? We already had fireworks creating fires.
Yes.
Right? Starting fires.
And as dry as everything is,
yeah,
it's a big hazard.
I mean, we go through it every year. It's not rocket scientists. You know, it scares the poo-poo out of your pet. So be responsible.
And the right
drink responsible.
And the right M80 can also get the poo-poo out of people.
Yeah, exactly.
The right M80 sound.
So here's the lowdown in the times. Everything's always subject to change. So if you are going to be a firework person and you want to pop across town and catch a couple, check these times that I'm about to tell you, because it's still, right, like, 5 or 6 days away?
I know the person who voiced that, by the way. Linda November. I met her. Great lady.
Don't egg him on.
No, but that is her. That's the original Cat Chow commercial.
Oh, gotcha.
And she voiced the meow sound for the cat.
Well, that is not what the cats left at home on 4th of July would sound like.
Where's the meat? Hey, where's the meat?
All right, so here's the firework lowdown. East Side, Green Valley Ranch, Lake Las Vegas, and the M, 9 p.m. On the Strip, 11 p.m. That's what I mean. You can pop and catch quite a few fireworks. You have Aria, Caesars, Planet Hollywood, the new Resort World. I guess that's going to go off on top of the Miley Cyrus concert. Yay.
Great.
What? I didn't get free tickets? Okay, Stratosphere, TI, and the Venetian. Downtown, always the Plaza. They have fantastic fireworks. They're looking at 10 o'clock. Red Rock, Palace Station, 9 p.m. And there you have it. And I think the ballpark was sliding some in there.
Probably after a ball game or something.
Yeah, according to what I read, it looked like they were going to do it a day early. I wasn't really sure, and I didn't want to read long articles. So if you're into the ballpark, check that out. Find out when you can watch fireworks there.
Now let's all practice. Let's all practice. When we see fireworks that we really like, how do people respond? Ooh. Ah. As I see, I'm a firework now going up into the sky. A bottle rocket. It's, I'll tell you what, we give him a few buttons and look what he does to people.
I was surprised when I saw the ones on the Strip were 11 o'clock, and I thought maybe they always were, and I was just younger, and it just seemed like it was like, perfect timing.
I always thought they were earlier.
I know, right? So that, again, check, because I can only find 3 articles, and they all said 11 o'clock. So there you have it.
There you have it.
All right.
If you found it in articles, then it must be true.
It must be true. They were not Facebook articles.
No, not at all. Hey, big news. You mentioned it as one of the places having fireworks, right? We had a new resort that opened up.
Yes. It was awesome. I got a couple of videos. I did not go to the grand opening again, speaking of 11 o'clock at night and birthdays and getting older, if we were speaking of that. But I did get my butt up and go at 6 in the morning. I chopped the video in 2. I forgot my little keep the camera smooth piece, so there's a little bouncy. But I'm going to narrate through the videos because I took the sound off. But Resort Worlds gets an A+ for me, guys. Absolutely awesome. You can see I parked on top of the garage, and this is out back. I don't know if they're adding on. They're definitely adding on some more parking lot. This is super simple to get in from the parking lot.
Look
this
at those
is
Rolls
what
Royces.
you walk into.
Wow.
Wait till you see the pink one. Oh, my God. Oh, my goddess.
Hey, while you're doing that, I don't know if you want to stop the video. We actually have a caller calling in right now.
Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I need this.
Caller,
anyone who likes me, and my birthday's coming up too every
caller,
year.
thank you for calling. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
This is Mama G, just calling in to say hi.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mama G.
Mama G.
So which one of those vehicles that we just showed on the video do you want to see in your driveway? What color?
I didn't take a good look because I was on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Back to the tablet watching your show.
As
All right.
always.
See you soon.
Thank you, Mama G.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Did we get all the way through that video? Okay.
So
you
let's
did
go back
stop
to the
it.
car. We
Okay.
stopped at the pink one.
So yeah, and then right past the I'm gonna say Cadillacs, right past the Rolls Royce, there's a built little archway, and that's where you walk through and you get your player's card. But there's no player's booth, you guys. It's a self-serve, do-it-yourself. I find that part sucked. They need to work out the bugs. The guy who tried to help me, I'm like, dude, did they just teach you this yesterday? He's like, yes. I'm like, clearly and obviously, and don't apologize to me. It's not your fault. I hate apologies. So you start apologizing. I'm like, dude, you're only doing what you know.
Is that?
Look at that.
What's the?
They're all Rolls Royces.
What do you take when you have an upset stomach? Pepto-Bismol. That's what that interior just looked like to me. The color
That's
of
sad because that's beautiful.
it. Well, I'm not saying. Well, yeah, but it's what the color
Speaking of
reminded me.
beautiful, I mean, look at that casino. It's just beautiful.
Now, I want to say, and you probably saw this because you like me, we live on social media. All the news outlets locally showed a very pristine opening, celebration,
Yeah.
parties, and like you said, it
There
was
was
A+.
fights. There was fights.
But there was a whole nother side to the
Yeah.
opening. If you look at social media, there were issues, to say the least, that, of course,
They were
will not
duking
make
it out.
news.
Yeah. And, Vegas doesn't need that news, really, but everyone still needs to know that's your high roller pit. And
Wow.
then and on the other video, I think I come in from the other way. I'm like, ooh, where's this go? To the back door to that.
Wow.
So-
I'm surprised they let you video record on the floor like that because some casinos don't allow that.
Yeah, it's
But-
hard to stop people, though,
Well, that's true.
nowadays.
And do
I
they
mean,
do they have
lots of-
COVID restrictions in place, or is it 100%? Because I see
No,
no
there was some
plastics.
hand
sanitizer?
sanitizer things, but, I guess everyone's saving that for winter. It's a simple layout, too. Right, so you're not like, oh god, well, I'm gonna get lost. Well, I find my way back to the car. Super
Right.
simple layout, easy to navigate.
Now-
Look at the freaking colors of the machines.
Very
right?
bright.
Beautiful.
Very bright. Now, when you and I, well, you're still in the industry. When I was selling timeshare down at the
Lots
end
of buffalo machines.
down at the south end down there, we were always talking about the Resorts World being built down in all that empty land down there. And it's interesting, obviously, you don't know where things are going to end up, that this is the same property right in the heart of the Strip now.
Well, down there, what are they looking at? Not hockey. What's the game that they're trying to bring to town now? That
Possibly
they might
baseball.
build another stadium out there. Yeah.
If they build it anywhere near the Strip, they're out of their mind. I'm pulling for 215 out near the Speedway. Plenty of
Well-
land, no congestion on the Strip.
Yeah.
Could you? One area was Sahara.
No. It takes you hours to get out of there after an event.
Imagine it like being at Sahara in 15 in that open land where
Yeah.
iHeartRadio does her thing. Can you imagine?
Where the dead bodies are. Yeah.
Exactly. 7:05 start for a baseball game. Rush hour. People trying to get off Sahara at that same time. How backed up that's going to be on the highway, not to mention on the road.
Except that they wouldn't all be parked there. They'd be scattered through all the hotels and the parking lots, right?
Well,
So-
Allegiant Stadium has parking garages there along with the casino parking. But
Yeah, they'll be walking over from Mandalay Bay to go to the game.
they need to put it out,
Yeah.
away. Go out. I don't consider Allegiant Stadium on the Strip. Some people do. I do not. 250, 15 North out near the Raceway, 215 area. It's all open. There's nothing there.
Nah, yeah. Then you're stuck for hours, and we're not parking lot party people
Well,
anymore.
no, but
okay,
people.
I am.
But but the Raceway people have
Right.
figured out how to get 150,000 people in and out of there. So the infrastructure and
They
the
never
knowledge-
got me in and out there because of that, in or out.
All right, you know what
Okay.
time it is?
Second video, real quick.
Oh, didn't he just show? Oh, that was all the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was two.
yeah,
Okay,
it's
sorry.
short.
We are equal height opportunity. Oh, look at this. He's got.
Yeah,
a
so this is
P&P here.
artwork in restaurants. That spheres if you're walking on the Strip and you walk in the door that faces
Oh,
the
off
Strip.
Wow.
Parking lot, by the way, was really super easy to get to. That's a crunched up VW.
Really?
Yeah, that's like a tire in there in the VW.
Sheesh.
This was the back way. I'm like, ooh, what's in here? It was the back of the high roller pit, or the parlor, as they call
The
it.
parlor.
I highly recommend it. If you really want to see it, not bump into people, and take some good videos, get your butt up at 6 in the morning and go in on a
How would the-
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Now, obviously, at 6 a.m., not any of the restaurants were open, other than maybe the
breakfast
a
hole
cafe.
was.
Right?
I want to eat there. That Mexican restaurant looked good.
Viva.
I'm going to show you the breakfast restaurant. It's really cool. There was like one person in line. I'm staring at the menu. I turn around, and then there's like 20 people behind me. I'm like, what the hell? Good thing I wasn't hungry. Look at these chairs. Oh, yeah.
Cracked
That
eggs.
is so cool.
Wow. Egg chairs.
Isn't that cool?
Vincent Price would be so happy. I'm dating myself. For those who know, Vincent Price was an egghead on the
Dracula
Batman
or
TV.
something?
Well,
Oh.
he was egghead on Batman, along with one of the best, scariest actors ever with what he did.
Right across. I didn't catch their menu. I'm guessing that was kind of like the cafe.
Stay Abulous?
I know, right?
There you go. Great stuff. Nice
Yeah,
pictures.
you guys check it out. I still give them an A, even though there was fights. It's not their fault there were fights, but in their defense, they were all over it. The videos I saw, man, they disassembled.
Right on.
Yeah, disassembled.
Broke them up.
They broke it up. It wasn't going down. All right, last thing I'm going to mention, then we need to get to our guest.
Yes.
This is a major win. Woo! For, I want to say Vegas, but it's all of Nevada, right? And I wish I knew the names of all you people out there fighting, but I personally want to thank you. Obviously, we know there was a run for the guns intensely when COVID popped up. We all talked about that. And what I mean is the CCW license. And then Sheriff Lombardo, kind of put a block on that, and I personally was affected by this. I did my class and I couldn't get in to go pay for my freaking license, right? They won't let you walk in anymore. So then you had to call, make an appointment. No big deal. But now you can't even call, make an appointment. You have to go online. They release 90-day window at a time, but yet there's thousands, so 27 people a day can make an appointment. Yet there's, well, I say thousands, let's say 300 people a week taking classes amongst all the other classes, and probably more. I made that number up. Anyway, the people who have been fighting that, and they won as of, I think it's July 1st. You can walk into the police department and get your CCW. But listen to these numbers. Pre-COVID, we went from 24,000 people a year who were getting their CCWs to them flipping the switch, 6,264 people. That's it. 24 appointments a day.
Wow.
This was created by design to discourage us from getting it. And there was some other hinky stuff that happened back with the October Festival that I'm not going to go into because this is just a big congratulations, right? Remember, it's not the criminals going, hey, run my background. I want to carry that in my car.
Right.
So, bravo.
Right on.
Enough said.
All right. With that, we're going to step aside for our first break of the show. Running a few minutes behind, but when we come back, sitting right there in the hot seat.
Right there.
Miss Cozy Stone will join us here, author of these great cozyism books right here in front of us. We'll talk about that, her background, and everything that she brings. We'll be back right after this. Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality, Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas, and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
Hey, I'm Frankie Citro. Some of you guys thought I was kidding when I told you to tune in on Saturdays to my friends and my pals, their show, Twin Brothers for Different Mothers. So I promised you if you didn't tune in, I'd come visit you maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, I kept my promise to some of you people. Now those same people, they get ready on Thursday for Saturday's show. So now listen, guys, when I tell you trust me on this, tune in on Saturdays to Twin Brothers with Different Mothers. It's a current, topical, and most important, a fun show with great guys. Don't let me have to tell you again. Gavish.
That's Twin Brothers from Different Mothers every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific right here on our Facebook page, Go Live Vegas, or twinbrothers.vegas. Thank you, Frankie. Hey, welcome back to Time to Vegas. Aaron Phillips, Gypsy Gottlieb, the goddess, and our special guest in the hot seat, Miss Cozy Stone, an individual I've known for many years in town through networking and functions and all sorts of stuff. Her background is wide and various, originally coming from New York, Harlem, and Broadway, and my neck of the woods and Gypsy's neck of the woods back there. Former weightlifter, trainer, comedian, which she still does a little bit here and there. You have your own podcast now, too, I understand, which I don't know why I'm not producing that with you, but that's another story for another time. But more importantly, she's come up with 2 books, both based on, as she calls them, cozyisms, The Art of Paying Attention, 1 and 2. And we'll get into what the books are all about and how she shares them within the Clark County School District, middle grades 5 through 9. Welcome to Time to Vegas.
Good morning, and thank you.
Did I say that the way you wrote it? Was that all good? I read it the way you wrote it, right?
Cozyisms, the art of paying attention.
Well, no, I didn't mean just
I
the
like
title.
that.
I meant the entire introduction.
Oh, it works.
Okay, it works.
Did it cover you, or was that about someone else?
That's right.
No,
Nobody's
no,
asking.
no.
That was
As
you.
long as cozy is in there somewhere,
Nailed
it's
it?
covering.
That's
All
it.
right, there
That's
you
right.
go.
You have a wide, various background, and it's interesting how you've taken a path to doing what you do now for the school district. Just give us a little highlight synopsis of your background and what's led you to want to this point start giving back to the community. Not that you haven't, but in the way that you are by going to talk to our students in education.
Wow. It can probably be surmised in just pay attention,
Right.
pay attention
Right.
to what's going on, what parents are and some are not doing. Check her mic.
No. Let's just give that a little turn like that. There you go.
We
Try
want
that.
everyone to
That
hear
better?
you.
How's that? All right. Better? Okay.
So I figured since I did not give birth, there's still a part of me that I can leave as a legacy
Sure.
when he comes to get me.
Sure.
And so I love children, as long as I don't have to feed them. I would love to be a part of their tomorrows.
Okay.
So I sincerely care, and I want to give back.
So you're
Wow.
you're kind of relying on your life's experiences, obviously, and paying attention to what's around you. And we all need to do that. We all need to pay attention because we're not paying enough attention to our fellow neighbors, which is why sometimes people fight at grand openings at casinos.
Right.
Right?
Or
But-
you get caught in the middle of the fight. Yeah.
like, exactly. Over a taco, too. But anyway, so you're drawing on those life experiences because you have had a wide variety. You grew up during the civil rights movement, single mom who was as strong as ever to help guide you.
Yep.
So you've got all these experiences that you can depend upon. And really everybody around you, from what I've experienced in years past being around you at networking meetings, everybody around you is a child for you because you want to help people, right? I mean, but everybody around you, this is how we take care of people.
Yeah.
And you respect people in a way that you want to hug them in a way that you can, that a mother or a parent would to a child.
Yes.
Blood related or not, right?
Yes.
And that's one thing that I think is missing from this world in general. But the way you go into the schools and hug the kids with your words, I think is very important. So.
Wow, I just like that saying, right? I don't think I've ever heard that someone's hugging you with their words. That's powerful, extremely.
Well, it comes from care. As you said, I sent you my bio. It always talks about my mom, anyone who knows me. Some people still think she's alive. That's how much I talk about her.
All right, that's okay.
She is. As long as I'm alive,
That's
she's alive
right.
in my heart.
That's right, mine
But
too.
I think she did a great job. There's a generation of us that I think our parents just put a little bit more effort, not taking anything away, people.
Right.
Don't call me. Don't send me an email. I'm not in the mood.
That's right.
If you know who you are, you know who you are.
There you go.
Whether you did good or whether you did bad.
Right.
Yeah.
But paying attention and looking at the world at large and talking to the kids and watching what's going on, we all owe it to them.
Sure.
Not
sure.
just me.
Absolutely.
So that's what I want
Your
to do.
your cozyisms, obviously you say them verbally and they're your belief system. But when did you start writing down your cozyism that would eventually lead to books?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story. Years ago, living in Los Angeles, there was a gentleman, my girlfriend and I used to go listen to him sing every Friday.
Okay.
One particular weekend, he said to me, he pulled out this little black book. He said, Cozy, I want to tell you something. Every time I'm around you, you give me nuggets, and I write them down.
Okay.
So he had books of my words.
Oh, so
Wow.
he was your writer.
No, years later,
It was her aha moment. That was her aha moment.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, again, things happen in our lives that right time, right place. You
Yeah.
pay attention.
Right.
So I thought it was cute that he did that. And then just as I'm in my day-to-day dealings with people, I will say something and then I watch people's face and and that's how it
Yeah.
started. And then I said,
Yeah.
And I make sense. I'm a logical. I have one girlfriend. She calls me
like that.
logical. I make sense. I'm just a logical person. So the cozyisms, when you read them, and I tell people when you buy the book, please buy the book. You can read the same one every day and have a different interpretation.
Right.
Is this a kissing book?
No, it's not a kissing book. It's not a
Sounds
kiss
like
and tell
maybe
book.
you can make those cards.
We're doing all that. That's
like
merchandise is on its way.
Yeah, people love those.
Merchandise is on its way.
I
Now-
have the For Agreement little cards. Yeah.
Right.
You can make your own Trivial Pursuit
Love
like
that
game out of
stuff.
them. Now, the illustrations that are in both books. Talk about the illustrations that come with each of the sayings. Why don't you, there you go, thumb through
Yeah.
that so you see one of the books.
So the first book,
Which is this one.
now one artist is in both books. His name is Pradeep. Never met him. Never seen the whites of his eyes. He knew a friend, a longtime friend of mine in New York City. When I decided to do this, I wanted to do the art of paying attention, and I thought of him. I called him, and he said yes.
Okay, so he's the illustrator with these pieces of
With
artwork.
that book,
With
the
this
first
one.
book.
Gotcha.
With the second book, I combined his realism, his abstract, with a local artist who's in the back, Gabriel Hirsch, who
Okay.
also teaches at UNLV.
Gotcha.
I combined the two of them.
Okay.
And I simply love it. I think the
Okay.
art is powerful, it's colorful, it's meaningful. And then to put, and I get this question, so I'll beat you to it. How did I put the cozyisms with the art? That was God.
Okay. So did he like literally put out all of his illustrations, and when you had a cozyism there, you just kind of felt which one rang true to
No.
that saying?
No.
or-
Once he said yes, and at the time he is an Indian from India. Okay, not Indiana.
Right.
And so he gave me the go ahead, and I
Okay.
simply went on his website and copy and pasted, which you can't do anymore.
Right. Right. I just came across one that just kind of struck me as hilarious. Well, funny, not hilarious, but one that's 1,000% correct, and it just goes like this: just because you cannot see the elephant in the room, doesn't mean you can't smell his farts.
That's one of my favorites.
I mean, come on now.
That's one of my favorites.
That's crazy. You know?
Inconceivable!
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, so these are things that can be, like you said, Gypsy, that can be really looked at on a day in and day out basis.
yeah. Yeah,
Just
I totally
open the
see
book
these.
and read whatever opens. So
And especially now, as I've opened, this is the first time I've seen the book, had it in my hand. So I thought it was like stories and stories and stories. It's not. This is exact.
For the
It's
person who
totally
doesn't want to
perfect
read,
for those cards
it's
that you pick up every
one-liners.
day. There's your
Exactly.
thought for the day. Like, how can I blend into that and better my life? Totally see it.
okay, I think the elephant should now leave the room. Thank you very much. That's enough of that. Hey, I want to recognize Krista, and I want to recognize Fielding. West, how are you, Fielding? Good to see you. Thank you for.
we're going to dismiss him, aren't we?
I think we need to today.
Sometimes when
what's
I
going on over there?
when I tell him he has
Let's call out the elephant in the room.
That's right. There you go. Sometimes when I tell him he has poetic license, he
Yeah,
takes out license,
yeah,
a little too. But anyway, it does add some uniqueness to the interview. But what did you do? What did you make me? Gave me a mohawk. That's good. That's good. I'll take a
Pink,
mohawk.
it's perfect.
It is.
But this is something though that now easy reading for all intents and purposes in how someone can get motivated by this. Take me into a classroom now. How
Books
do
don't
you,
go into the classroom.
No. But I'm saying, but your presentations, are they based on some of your cozyisms, your conversations, or what kind of talks do you have in the classroom? Because it has to be some philosophical stuff, right?
Exactly. What I talk about to these 5th to 9th graders is growing up and the fact that it's inevitable, whether you like it or not. I
gonna
love
happen.
to say to some of the kids, you will not fit under that desk one day.
I'm still finding that out.
Yeah, some of these kids are bigger than they were
I
when we
know.
were in school,
Yeah,
right?
very true.
And so, very simply, I'll say you will not fit there. There will come a time where you will need to get a job. You will need to pay mortgage. You bet you don't know how to spell it.
Right.
You will need to have a driver's license. You'll need to be a grown-up. And mostly,
There's a message on your forehead right now.
what's it say?
I like warm hugs.
I like warm hugs. I like warm hugs. Yeah, I do.
I like hugs. Too.
So it's
I don't.
simply relating, and this is, I had a 13-year-old say to me,
Okay.
you're so relatable. I talk to these kids. I like to think I talk to
that's
everyone the
strong.
same way, a 5-year-old or a 75-year-old. And that's called respect. I don't assume, I don't talk down to them because they're younger.
Right.
And I simply love them. They're very attentive. I ask for respect when I start my presentation. So
Right.
I'll say this. I'm going to be in the front of you an hour. I'm going to ask that when I speak, no one else. I hear no one else's voice. And when you speak, we hear no one else's voice.
Oh, nice.
And now,
follow
wait.
through. Nice follow
But
through.
wait. Here's the killer. And then I'll say, anyone have a problem with that? Raise your hand. I've yet to have one person raise their hand.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you're an invited guest. You're not, hey, I'm the substitute teacher for the day.
No,
You're
the
coming in
principals
to
are
do the
bringing me
presentation.
in to talk to their
connect.
kids.
Nice.
And then the pandemic, I was doing well. Pandemic stopped all of our lives, and I'm now hoping that they're going to let me back in.
So when you first made contact with the school district, who did you go to the principals direct to talk to them, or did you have to go through the school board to give you permission to go talk to the schools? How did that work?
I went to a network meeting.
Okay.
Sometimes they prove beneficial,
Right.
right? And
Sure.
there was a principal of one school and a vice principal of another, whose wife was a principal of another.
Gotcha. So in 2 people, you had 3 schools.
Well, actually, I got into the principal and the 2 principals, the vice principal, has you, if you're listening, Eric, has yet to get me in there.
Gotcha. But that's how it starts. So how many kids so far? So did you just start this past year before the pandemic struck and all that stuff?
Correct.
So you were just getting this off the ground. Now, why have you limited to just 5th through 9th grade? Why not seniors?
Good question. Good question.
The 2nd and 3rd graders, they probably couldn't grasp it.
Exactly.
I try to tutor them, and I can't get them to understand how 1 + 1 is 2. So,
Because it's an open mind in my head.
Okay.
They're just leaving elementary.
Okay.
When you walk on the premise, you look at them and they're growing. The boys look like ostriches, and the girls are trying to figure out how to walk, and it's
How to find
like a
themselves.
zoo.
They're
Yes.
not as messed up yet.
They're not as messed up.
I can say that.
That's right. They haven't gotten to high school where, and we've all been there, so this is still true, you're just more apt to be misled.
Yep.
Is that put well?
Yeah.
More influences, maybe not in your corner. So I want to get in the front of them and hopefully give them an avenue or some thinking to say, it's wrong.
I have a question. I'm going to guess it's in your realm. Have you done this as charity work where you go to some of, now I can't think, let's just say drug rehabs, rehabilitation centers like a West Care or something, and had a chance to speak in front of all those people who are learning, who just came clean off drugs, and they're learning, to get jobs and take care of themselves and their kids.
You guys just set me up so well.
We are professionals.
Oh, yes, you
Well,
are.
I've been doing a teddy bear drive for West Care for like
Okay.
25 freaking years now,
So,
right?
whomever the both of you know, or Mr. Aaron over there with his fart jokes,
Ba-dum-bum.
whoever is listening and can use my expertise, my love, my caring, please reach out to me while I'm still giving, while I'm still able
Right.
to give of myself.
Now, you can also
Yeah.
do some through Zoom meetings as well, but it's probably not as impactful as you standing in front of a group of people,
No.
right?
No.
So,
And I like eye contact.
Yeah.
right. Oh, no question. You have,
The
especially
energy, all that, yeah.
exactly, because with your background of being a comedian on stage and being a trainer, you're used to that personal connection, and you have
Exactly.
to have it. And it makes total sense. So, what kind of group have you not spoken to that you would like to someday? What kind of group is on your wish list or your bucket list of groups?
All of them.
Give me an example of one. We have the kids, which I think is important because their brains are still need to be molded now.
Well,
Yeah.
what about the kids that Gypsy just mentioned?
Okay.
So we have the 5th and 9th graders. There's another organization that I joined that I'm trying to, and I'll get back in touch with them, their Nevada homeless program for
Okay.
youth.
Okay.
So I'm all signed up. Background check is already gone. I want to get in there. So I don't know if there's not a limitation to who I'd like to speak to.
I am a board member of an organization called Kids Uplifting Kids.
Okay.
It was a group that was started by 4 young teenagers a year and a half ago in support of the foster children's program here in the Valley through Child Protective Services. I want to make a connection because I think doing an event with some of these kids, if allowed, I don't know how all the red tape would work, but set up something to perhaps have you do something with them. So I'm gonna make a connection that way. So I just thought about Kids Uplifting Kids.
Yeah.
So most of them, I say most of them, a lot of them are within that age range because you get out of the foster care system, 17 or 18, something like that. So that 9th grade, 10th grade level would probably be pretty good. So I just thought of it. I'm going to make that connection for you to talk to our folks. So.
Well, I think because of my comedic background, and
Right.
I'm just a silly person, it can be, a 19, 20-year-old.
Well, sure.
They still like to laugh.
Well,
They'll
sure,
find
sure.
me pretty silly and as the 13-year-old said,
Right. But
relatable.
you can tailor the presentation to the proper audience and their mentality for all intents and purposes at that time.
That's a very good question as well. My presentation, quite frankly, can be given to a 5th grader through someone with
80-year-old.
yes, right. That's right.
Everybody needs a
prem-
verbal hug
That's
and
right.
a real hug.
And the
Absolutely.
premise is to be happy, to be respectful, to be kind, to be courteous. Who doesn't need that to be reminded?
Yeah,
Married people.
and especially from someone. My saying, my 702 Goddess brand is keeping it real, right?
Right.
And that's why it's such a big benefit when you're in front of them because they can feel your energy and how genuine you are. I would like to, if we can for a minute, move off the mushy stuff because I'm going to cry. It's making me think of myself. I want to hear about your comedy, right? Because I wanted to be a comedian. We all know I am absolutely beyond hilarious. You are hilarious. I wasn't smart.
You must
yeah,
say so
Aaron tells
yourself.
me that I bring the funny.
Okay.
Right? And so many times, unlike your book, that I go, oh my God, I need to write that down. That's hilarious. But I know I'm not getting on stage anyway. I did it once. My goal was to do it before I turned 30, and I did.
Okay.
Actually, twice. One where people knew me, one place where nobody knew me. Because that's an important difference. And where nobody knew me, it went over way better. But I forgot my point. I'm cracking myself up.
Comedy.
So
how do
I
get
didn't
there?
write my stuff down.
Right.
Because I know I'm not going on stage. It takes a lot of courage. I want to hear about that. I respect every comedian who gets on stage. Even if they're the only one who thinks they're funny, that cracks me up. I'm like, damn, that's awesome. Right?
Okay. So most of, as you went at the list of what I've accomplished, I've been nudged to almost everything I've done. Nudge. Cozy, you should do this. Cozy, you should do that. Funny. I've been funny my entire life. I never wanted to be a comedian. I enjoyed making my friends laugh. So before I left Los Angeles, my first show, I was the final act because I had 45 people in the audience. That's when I recognized the business aspect.
There you
of
go.
it.
Right.
I was on the show with Jay Leno's writer.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Who stole, yes he did, stole my material.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I went home after the show, and Jay Leno was I was a Mother Goose character, and I hear Jay Leno say, oh, well, today is Mother Goose Day, and my head snapped, and he did my material. I called his office the next day and said, your writer stole my material.
Wow.
So,
Welcome to the game.
yeah, I write, and I have lots of material, but I can't do it after I write it.
Right.
I get on stage and I do comedy.
Right.
My brain just triggers funny.
See, I'm a reactive
Wow.
kind of comic. I can't sit down and write sets like you were just talking about and then deliver them.
Right.
I'm just
Wait,
like,
you're a comic?
well, I think so. In my own mind, I am. But, when there's situations, you come up with that one line that just cracks up the house or, whatever. So I can understand it. When you write it out, you've already processed it.
It's right.
Right?
That's right.
And
And
it's
when
hard-
I read it again, well, it's not funny. It was funny
Right.
then.
Right.
When I was moving back from Denver here, and of course collecting all my stuff, I found stacks of material I've
Right.
written. I can't do it.
Just never done.
It's easier for me to get on stage. I know what I want to talk about.
Right.
I can hear a topic on my way to do a show, and that could be my whole show.
Sure, sure. So, yeah.
Tell us a joke,
That's-
Aaron.
What's that?
Tell us a joke.
If you don't see the elephant, you'll smell the fart. How's that? Okay, real
That's
quickly.
deep philosophy. That's
It
not
is.
a joke, but it was good.
So when we come back, we're gonna step aside for our break. Let's give some contact information: your phone number, Facebook, email, whatever you want to give folks to reach out to you.
Okay.
So wait,
Go.
I want to tell a joke real quick. Oh, I'm sorry that we're going to break.
Yeah,
go
well, no,
ahead.
I want her to give
I'll
the
tell one after
give your
info.
information before we go to break.
Oh, so now I'm giving
Right now,
information.
this is your cue.
Email. Let's see. Cozy up and pay attention
Okay.
Oh, I like it.
at gmail.com.
That's
Okay.
strong.
Website.
Just give the address, even though it's under construction.
Yes. I am cozystone.com.
Okay.
Phone number
Simple.
702-860-7619.
And where can people find your books?
Amazon.com.
Buy it along with mine, and you get a great set.
There you have it.
All right, we're going to step aside for our last break of the show. You are watching Time to Vegas with Gypsy. I'm Aaron, but our hot seat guest in the spotlight, Miss Cozy Stone. We'll be back to talk more with Cozy right after this. Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas, and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
This is John Cena. I just wanted to send you a congratulations on your podcast. Thoughts count anywhere. Because indeed they do. Thoughts are important. I mean, what would we do without them? And how can they not count anywhere? Is there a place that thoughts don't count? I can't think of one. Well, I just wanted to say thank you very much, congratulations, and good luck on the podcast. Thoughts count anywhere, because they do.
Hey, welcome back to Time to Vegas. I'm Aaron Phillips. That's Jesse Gottlieb, Cozy Stone here, coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas Studios in the heart of Las Vegas. Thank you for tuning in. All one breath. See how my cardio's changed? I could take 3 steps years ago and not be out of breath. Anyway, 702-329-6947. Cozy Stone, her cozyisms, the art of paying attention, the first rule in life, and then we have a second edition over there as well. Both books available.
Bam!
Both books available on Amazon. Quick one-liners, basically what's in there with some illustrations to kind of get you thinking about your life, whatever it is, whatever those sayings do for you is really the bottom line of your cozyisms.
The
Exactly
aha
correct.
moment.
That's right. What was the aha moment for you when you knew it was time to put this into print for you?
Oh, that's easy also. I was asked to be a keynote speaker again when the pandemic hit.
Yeah, right.
For a publishing company. And
Is this it? That's the
it.
bio that you sent me.
That's the wonderful lady
That's
who
right.
said, Cozy, if you're going to start speaking, you need to have material to sell after you're finished speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And because the first book came out in 2015 as an ebook.
Okay.
And once she said that, it's like, okay, I can do that, until I found out I didn't know anything about graphic software. But then God sent me an angel to help me with that as well. So that's how it and I'm going to write 10 of them.
Okay.
It's going to
Okay.
be a series.
So the first one came out when?
As an ebook, 15.
Okay.
As a hardcover, last year. They both
Okay.
came out this year. as
Okay, in
hardcovers.
hardcover, but they've been out there since 2015.
That one.
This one has.
Yes.
Gotcha. So they've been out there for a while. And again, available on Amazon in hard copy, in ebook, and you have 2 versions, 2 editions.
2 series.
2 series of 10.
Yes.
So it's more on the way,
on the
which is
way.
great.
Nice. That's awesome.
And what I like about it is that the books are no more than like 40 pages.
I
Right.
like that.
You
Right.
know,
Short, simple, sweet.
absolutely.
My favorite part is simple to read.
Exactly.
Because you
Right.
never know, like when you open a book, it's like, oh man.
Well, when you say
Or,
book,
oh, right, I
everyone
can do
thinks
this.
it's a book.
Yeah.
And so I've actually had people say to me, I don't read. People, stop saying that out
That's
loud.
right. I know, right?
You know, it's one thing to know you're a fool. It's another thing if you open your mouth and let us all know that.
share
Stop telling people I don't read. And I hear it all
Now,
the time.
before we went to break, Gypsy wanted to entertain us with a joke.
Oh, you want to? Wow, good
So-
memory.
Well, that's why we have a teleprompter.
Okay, so it's one of the thoughts I actually didn't have to write down because, ironically, I remember. So I'm from Florida, right? So basically, I'm in my first lawsuit here in Vegas, and here's why. I'm from Florida. In Florida, the pets have fleas. We don't have fleas out here, right? And ever since my pets passed, everyone's like, you need more pets. So I went to Florida and I brought back some fleas. And I was so proud. I'm like, I'm going to show off my fleas. And I went to PetSmart and I bought a flea collar. Yeah, you know what happened.
They didn't fit.
Oh my God, you guys don't know what flea collars are?
Yeah, on dogs. They go on to pets to keep fleas away, right?
They kill the fleas.
Right.
You got to be from Florida to get it. My Florida friends thinks it's hilarious. Flea collars kill fleas.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. That's why you put them around your pets. Okay.
And that's why she doesn't do comedy.
There you go. But remember who I respect the most? The people who go on stage
That's
and
right.
think they're funny
That's
even
right.
when no one else
That's
does it.
right. That's
Badass.
I want to ask you a question that's kind of off topic for a second because I have a list of like oddball questions that I like to use on different shows. But I have one. Given your vast experience in life, like we talked about before, if a movie was made about your life, who would star in the role for you? Who would you like to see?
Oh my goodness, that's a good question.
That's why I ask the tough questions around here.
Wow.
I mean, you've had to have seen enough people say, you know, if I could do this, I wish this one could do it. Who would come to mind?
I think off the top of my head, it's not really my first choice, but that's a great question. I hate when I don't have answers. I think it would be
I've stumped the
Wanda
joke.
Sykes.
Wanda, you know what? That's
speaking
exactly
of
what
funny,
that's
yep.
exactly what I was thinking of. We were reminded, and I don't mean to stop that, but we were
we
reminded
don't
you have a
need it.
picture.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was with Resort World.
So Wanda Sykes, I could see that. I could see that. More of her mannerisms, very similar to yours and,
Right.
and whatnot. That's a good mix. I kind of like
She's
that.
adorable.
Yeah,
like
she's
me.
hilarious.
She's funny as hell.
Yeah, she
Yep.
is.
As you are as well. And yes,
she
she's
is.
she's as adorable as
She's
you
adorable.
are. But you are much taller than her. She's a
I know.
short lady.
Oh, I know.
She's like 3 foot nothing, right?
I know, even with her afro.
She could do it though.
Yeah.
She absolutely can. You mentioned. Go ahead.
Who would you pick
For me
Yeah.
or for her?
for you?
John Goodman. And I'll tell you why.
Okay, you've already thought about that.
And I'll tell you-
that was
Yeah,
not
too quick.
improbable.
And I'll tell you why. I actually mentioned this in my book years ago when I was looking at this and I had the idea. I just
he
started in
lost
radio and I looked at this guy. And he's not carved at that time. He was not carved out of stone. He was very heavy, and I kept looking at that as I watched Roseanne, and watched him in movies. You know, he's not exactly carved out of marble. Neither am I. Maybe there's hope for me someday that I can get into. Look, what's his name? Morgan Freeman didn't get into acting till he was in his mid-50s.
Oh, it's never too late.
So John Goodman is a guy. Now you look at him on the new Roseanne series. I think he's lost a little too much weight.
Yeah.
However, he was the guy in my thought, thinking that if he can do it in his physique. Now I don't have his talent. I don't have that. But physically, if I were to have someone, play me in a movie, maybe now that I'm lighter, he could still do it. Would be John Goodman. That's and that's actually in my book.
Candy, Ralphie May. You ever heard of these people?
Of course.
These are huge people.
Yeah, John Panette was one of my favorite comedians
Yeah.
to listen. Now, unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago. But funny as hell when I hear him on
Right.
Sirius Radio.
So you judged who would play you on size.
Correct.
Interesting.
Only because, like I said, many actors and actresses are built, brick houses for the ladies. The guys are carved out of marble. They got abs that go on for weeks, and it's stereotyping. I looked at those individuals because they were just normal looking like me. They were heavy. They had big waists. They had all of this. You know what? If they could do it, I can do it. Morgan Freeman, like I said, voiceover work. The guy's on everything. He's God, as we know. He was, 54, 55 when he was hired to do Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dead sexy.
Yeah. So that was one guy that I did admire myself after on Austin Powers. Feed me. No, that was not me. But that's who would be for you?
Angela Jolie.
There-
Come on, did you really have to ask? Hello.
I see that.
Thank you. I knew you
see,
would.
Yeah, I see that.
it would be method acting, wouldn't it? For her?
It would be the perfect match.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. So that tells me.
Tomb Raider. I
Now
mean, come
you
on.
mentioned earlier about I don't remember the exact words, but when you go to heaven when the time comes, and I have a question that kind of follows that. When you go to the pearly gates and the maitre d' is standing there, right, waiting to welcome you in, what is it you would like to hear the maitre d' say to you as you walk in?
Can I speak to God?
Really?
I don't want to speak to the second charge.
I want to
That's
go
not
right to
who
the
I
top.
am. I always want to go straight to the person who can give me a yes.
Yeah, but he's not going to. But no, I'm
right, so I
assuming
got
you're
the
at,
maitre d'.
I'm assuming you're at the gates.
All right.
Because
I am
you're
at the
there.
gates.
Right. So the maitre d' is there to greet you. What would you like to be? And you can follow it up with, I still want to speak to God, but
Okay.
what is it you want to hear as a welcoming line to you as you walk in?
Thank you for your graciousness.
There you go. I think that's wonderful. I think that's great. We had one guy say, Frankie Citro, who's a known, good fellow, so to speak, and he said to that question, he says, I want to be told you're going back, because this way you can go back and re-rob the casinos that he did in his first life. It was funny. But anyway, so that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you were gracious. I think that's wonderful. Gracious to others.
Yes.
And I know you well enough that you are gracious to everybody around you that deem it necessary, and you do reach out to those who maybe struggle, and a little cozyism is not bad, but you also have to respect yourself and love yourself first.
And I do.
And you do. And I noticed that in the book that I had, the first one, there are a lot of quotes you have in there, cozyisms, that pertain to the self. Where that
That's
one
only
has
because you know me.
Well, no, but that's okay. That's giving me insight to understanding how the book was designed. And I've not really looked at this book until you handed it to me and thumbed through it. But the aura coming out of that is how you've designed this, is that it's a lot of introspective thoughts to help yourself before you can go outside and feel good about others and being with others and helping others. Where that one, I think, kind of goes outside the self and starts bridging out to others.
Okay.
In my opinion, that's why you can do 10 of them, because you can bridge however you want to.
Let me tell you my favorite one in this.
Okay. You shouldn't have to reach for the book.
No, I don't have to reach for it. So I'm often asked, which one's your favorite? And the answer is they're all my favorite.
Right.
I wrote them.
Right. The next one. Right.
But in this one, my favorite one is, if you look at your list of people who give a shit, you won't find me on it.
I saw that. I like it.
Yeah.
That's great.
That.
Now, why is that your favorite one?
That says everything about who I am.
Okay.
I just don't give a lot of attention to people that don't matter. And then the other part of it is I give a lot of attention to people who do matter.
Okay.
So
I want to follow that up with a question of defining who in your life. How would you describe the person that doesn't matter versus the one that does? Is it because they carry negativity, or just someone who you just don't connect with?
One word. Disrespectful.
I was going to say respect has to be in
That's
there.
it.
Disrespect.
Kind of like
Big. Yeah.
next.
Right.
Yeah.
Big importance to me of being respected, of respecting others. Disrespecting me is not an option.
Right.
That's strong.
Yeah.
I think I wish that was said more. I wish that was said more among people today, and those who do the disrespecting acknowledge that that's what's happening.
Well,
'Cause
that's a evolution that usually comes with age.
It should.
But that's why
should.
I mean, compared to teenagers.
Yes.
Yeah,
like you
but
were
that's
talking
why
about.
I
Yeah.
said earlier,
Right.
my presentations are effective from 5 years old, or
Right.
fifth graders,
Right.
to 75-year-olds.
Right.
At some point in all of our lives, some of us, not all of us, lose our way, forget to be kind. We've just had a year from hell, if
Right.
you will.
Right.
People choose, as you're saying, you're at the casino. Why are they fighting? The big question out of my head all the time is, what are you so angry at?
Right.
Why are you so angry?
Like discipline.
Yeah, that too.
Hey, you did good. Bravo.
Why are you so angry? And
Right.
I bet you on a one-on-one
Yeah.
basis, most people wouldn't even really have the answer. But I'll tell you what, I
They
think
would
it's
be
a
like,
fad.
I'm not angry.
It's a fad.
It's a phase we're going through now.
It's right.
The
And it's
Joker.
been around for a long time.
The
It's
Joker
time
with
to get rid
Batman,
of it.
right? Why so serious?
That's right.
Right. That's what cracks me up about social media with all the political stuff and all of that. When you look at the arguments that take place on Facebook between people, they're based on opinion, and there's name calling, and there's back and forth and everything else. That people lose friendships or connection over opinion. I don't mind a debate if something's factual that you can say, look, I've got the proof right here that 1 + 1 is 2. Okay. That's one thing. But when you're not allowing someone else to voice their voice and you get pissed about it, then that's someone that's on that disrespectful list, and off you go.
It's supposed to be called a conversation,
Correct.
not a debate.
Not a monologue.
Not a
right,
debate.
right. Not a debate.
Well,
It's a conversation.
Exactly.
We can agree to disagree.
Right.
that's what lacks. A lot of those conversations are because I just had 2 really good ones over the last 2 weeks with friends we see completely opposite. But I always put out the agreement in the beginning. I'll have this conversation with you. I don't care how much we butt heads. If you think it's going to affect the friendship, let's not have it,
Right.
because I can't even comprehend that
Right.
just because we see things different. But the majority of the people, especially on Facebook, they go into that conversation with the intent of you seeing things their way and
Right.
you admitting they're right.
Right.
Well,
And
they're
that's
basically ghost bullies.
not.
You don't have
I'll
to. They don't have
I'll
to look
to
you.
process.
They don't
that.
have to look you in the eye. They're punks.
Oh, because they're
Yeah.
Because you're on a keyboard.
They're in a book. Let's
Ghost
Right.
let's
bullies, I like
meet in the
that.
schoolyard and have this.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
One of my
New York-
Let's old
my New York is
school.
coming out.
Schoolyard.
Oh my God.
We went old school. We went
Oh
old
my
school.
God.
I
Let's
like
meet
it.
in the schoolyard.
Wow.
Disgusting.
People don't
Yeah.
even know what schoolyards
What
are
that's
anymore.
all right
Yeah.
for, right?
Ricky Cash, my former partner in Vegas on Rap, my internet show that I've done for a
Mm-hmm.
long time, on the shows, and he was so easy to stir the pot with.
Okay.
And look, if everybody agreed on a talk show, the shows are boring. So you have to have some angle of conversation. And there were many times, and you probably witnessed this when we were selling timeshare with him, when we were all on the floor together, I could push his button, take a completely opposite view for no other reason
Then you can push his button.
other than I know it's going to, especially on the show, because we had to have those conversations.
Okay.
And one time we were all out for dinner, our wives, we went out, and I did the same thing, and it was over politics.
Mm-hmm.
And I never talk politics, and I still don't to this day publicly. But in that conversation, I purposely said something that went opposite of what he was stating,
Mm-hmm.
and he went off, and his cheeks were as red as the red on the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sat back, and I'm elbowing my wife, and I said, "You see how easy this is?"
Yes.
And then after a while, I was like, "Dude, I got you." But
yeah.
you know, so. In a way, our society's buttons have become a lot thinner. Our skin has become a lot thinner. And we can be strong behind a keyboard, and we could say and do things behind that behind
you
the
may
veil.
not say to someone's
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because
It
you know
is.
what? You can have logical debates and have a discussion and realize, you know what? So we'll agree to disagree.
Yeah.
But respect the fact that somebody else has their right to have their opinion.
And I love learning
Even if
from
they're wrong.
That's
someone's.
right.
It's not that they're
I'm
wrong.
kidding, I'm
Okay.
kidding.
Yes.
But someone
I
else.
love
comedy,
learning.
hello.
I keep telling you, got to work on that. It's again, it's a conversation. I can walk away from whatever it is you don't agree with me, and I
Right.
can assess it. Maybe you've changed.
But respect
You've given
it.
me more information for me to learn. From.
Correct.
I
But
love
respect
to learn.
it. Absolutely.
I love
All right,
to
they're
learn.
playing our music, which can only mean one thing.
bye-bye.
The hook is coming. Real quickly, contact information again for you.
Cozy Stone, email, cozy up and pay attention.
I love it.
Website, iamcozystone.com.
Under construction.
Under construction. Book at amazon.com, both books, all 10 books. Phone number 702-860-7619. Any and all teacher educators out there, call me. I need to be in the front of you and your children.
And if you don't remember any of that, just simply go to the Time2Vegas Facebook page, post a message there, and we'll be happy to connect you with Cozy. Miss Gypsy, we're wrapping up another show.
We are. Hey, 4th of July is coming up. Be safe. Other than that, keeping it real.
There you go.
Thank you, Miss Gypsy.
Thank you for coming on,
Thank
Miss
you,
Cozy.
Aaron.
It's
Been
great
a
to catch
pleasure.
up a little bit. We'll talk more. Thank you for watching Time to Vegas. As I always like to say, be kind to everybody. Why is that? We're all we have. Be safe, be happy. Have a happy and safe July 4th. We'll see you next time right here on Time to Vegas. Thank you for watching.